Davos or what we see at the annual meetings of other multilateral institutions. There were the formal meetings, there were the informal meetings, there were the bilateral, there were the sectoral meetings, there were the seminars, and it was booming with activity. The bank indeed has come of age within a very limited period. And of course, as has already been mentioned, there is a pipeline of many projects, and India has been in the forefront of providing a pipeline of some of those active projects. Dr. Koti just made a presentation that already 5 of them have been actively funded by the bank itself, and there are many others which are under active consideration. Asia is the region which conventionally suffered from an infrastructure deficit. And Asia is the region where, in the last few decades, growth has started picking up. And Asia is the region which really has, even in terms of poverty alleviation, needs to grow faster in order to be able to be positioned to bring up the standard of living its own people and cover up for the infrastructure deficit that it had. And today, compared to global growth, this is the region which has been providing the growth leadership as far as the world is concerned. China demonstrated it for almost 3 decades that covering up that infrastructure deficit and growing faster, it could effectively change the destiny of many a people. In the last several years, India has been on a high growth trajectory itself. And infrastructure creation has been almost on the top of one of India's infrastructure priorities. Today, India aspires not only in the sense of conventional infrastructure, but also the rural infrastructure to be developed to an extent where the quality of life of its people does improve effectively. There are areas where we are doing much better. Our highways, our airports, our ports, our power productivity. And there are areas like railways where we have an existing infrastructure where we need to modernize and hasten the pace of that improvement. Urban infrastructure, and I'm glad this time as a part of the curtain-raising efforts, we are going beyond the traditional 1 or 2 big cities and are going into other Indian cities where I can actually today effectively see a number of them where infrastructure effectively has significantly improved. And I'm given to understand that one of the suggestions is that in the main event in June, we ensure that representatives of those cities around the country also are invited to become active participants in the events that are organized as a part of the annual conference itself. But it's rural infrastructure also which is of utmost importance to India. And within the limitation of our own resources, whether it is connectivity by the road network, provision for rural housing, provision for rural sanitation, electrification, these are important milestones which we have been trying to achieve in this country. And I think with infrastructure almost on the center stage as far as our priorities are concerned, both within the potential of our domestic resources as also with the assistance of multilateral agencies like the bank itself, I'm quite certain that it's a distance which we will be able to effectively cover. Since this is a high priority item for India, I'm glad that after Beijing and Jeju, Mumbai itself has been chosen as the venue for this particular conference. I'm sure with each annual meeting, the activities of the bank, its resources, its pipeline of projects itself is going to expand.